I'm mad.
I don't even know what we're referencing, so I'm gonna let you say what you're mad about because I feel like there could be a
I'm
million
mad. I'm
things.
mad about the Panthers.
Oh, okay. I
Like
was like, there's so much
I'm not
you could be mad
actually
about.
mad, but have you seen the videos of the Labubu like the
Wait,
live
can I
action?
ask your thought? First off, no, I don't think I want to see that.
No, they're
What are your
so cute.
thoughts? I do not, I don't
Okay.
like them.
Okay, what were we gonna say? What are my thoughts
I
on
was gonna
what?
ask your thoughts on Labubus in the first place.
Okay, so I saw them and I went, I don't get it. And then I saw the videos of like they have like a Labubu land in Korea, I want to say, and
Yes.
it's like full size Labubus. And
That's how is that not terrifying to you?
because they're really cute. They like stamp their feet and they're all pouty and then they steal things from people. And like, I don't know, the way that they like dance and like interact with each other was really like endearing. And then I was like,
Okay, I get that.
okay, I think I'm hooked. I'll send you a video. Because I saw it and I was like, okay, I think I like them now.
I like when
I
I first heard
still like
about them, I was
haven't,
like, okay, whatever.
yeah.
I have don't like come for me at this or cancel me for this.
No,
I have no urge to ever own one.
that's okay. I still haven't tried to get one.
Also, aren't they like impossible to get now because everybody like is trying to get them? I just they're a little scary to me. The cute one, like I like the ones that are like squinting and smiling.
I also
Those are cute. But
really
like,
I was really big into like where the wild things are as a kid.
oh
And
my
so
God,
they
I love
kind
that
of
book.
remind me
They
of,
they do.
yeah.
Oh my God, you're
So like
right. I wonder if there's a connection. Probably not.
I also like
But
I think like ugly cartoon things like Petrie from or like any dinosaur from like the Land Before Time, I'm
yeah,
like obsessed with. Like I think that they're coming out with
no
Gilmore Girls Funko
way.
Pops and they're coming out with Land Before Time Funko Pops apparently. Um I have a confirmation on the Gilmore Girls ones because they came out already, but the Land Before Time I haven't seen
We don't know.
yet. But
Interesting.
I was like like Petrie is ugly. Duck like they're all ugly, but they're so
But
cute.
they're like, ugly enough that they're cute.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that that's how I feel about
Okay.
the Labubus.
I see the effect. Yeah, that would make sense.
And like if someone got me a Labubu, I would not be upset. I also will say at Fanatics Fest this weekend, I saw so many Labubus and one of them was
I love them.
unsecured.
Oh no.
Like you could see that like you could like I was behind
Like
the
just yank.
person and like the intrusive thought was like just grab it. Like it's on like a plastic keychain. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God,
you
why
could
would
really in my head, I was like, you could really easily rip that off of that person's
I do
bag.
love
And then I went, no, you don't do
how
that. We don't steal things.
people like I saw one on Twitter the other day where someone made like a Taylor Swift cardigan for it.
Yeah.
And
And they
everybody's
dress
like
them up
customizing
and
them.
they're
I'm like, oh,
cute.
this is cute. Like I love when people are like, I'm making like they customize a certain way, and I'm like, I love
Yes.
that. I can get behind that. But like the actual thing, I'm like, I don't think I need one.
So
But
if you
I
have
do see
seen
it.
the videos of the like live action
I have
Labubus,
not seen
well,
this.
to anyone listening, if they've seen them, there's one video specifically where one of them gets like upset because the other one got something from a fan and they didn't. And so they cross their little arms and they go, to like the little like but like in the background is the music
Is
going
that how you feel
boo,
about
boo. And that's how I feel about the Panthers winning.
please?
I'm happy for some of you and you guys look really happy, so I'm happy for you, but
Like happy but not like trying to show it at
I
all and only in
yeah,
a very small way.
I feel like a toddler who's throwing a tantrum and going, ah, I like to see
Yeah,
if their parents
literally.
are looking or not.
Please pay attention to me.
That's yeah, like that's kind of how I feel
I
about this whole
I
situation.
fear that if we're back here in a year in this very same situation, we need to have there needs to be a conversation. There might has to be a conversation happening in like May if we get to like conference finals and this is shaping up the same way. I cannot do it again. I can't. I cannot do it again.
Like
I'm so
like
sorry.
Oilers Panthers again or just
Yes,
like
and Panthers in general, like they'll be four in
okay.
a row. I'm so
Well, it would
sorry.
only be three cups in a row. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
four
four
appearances.
final appearance, yeah. Like I'm no. I won't even try and make it a thing. But if we're getting close again next year, I'm gonna have somebody in the East is gonna stand up and do something. I don't care who it is.
I will
Please.
say, so I have like two things. Matthew Kachuk saying out loud, like, we are a dynasty. First off,
It was
no,
icky.
you're not. And yeah, it gave me the ick. I was like, first off, I
Hmm.
already don't like you. Um,
Did you see the McDavid thing too? When they were all out and he like took the microphone and was like, I forget what he actually said, but it was
oh,
something about how McDavid was bad or whatever. They don't care about him.
as someone from New York, the extreme hatred for Tom Brady that exists in New
Oh
York,
yeah.
I understand where he's coming from. And like, but I also don't think that the Oilers Panthers are like a rivalry.
This is this is a conversation I feel like we've had now where I think it kind of became a thing too when Toronto and Tampa were playing each other every once in a, like every year in the playoffs. People just kind of I feel like if you meet the same opponent X amount of years, people are like, that's a rivalry. But
But
that's not exactly
I think
no.
for a rivalry to exist, there needs to be
There'd be beef.
competition.
Yeah, that too.
And I
But this
think
would be
that,
like an issue. I feel like there has to be like
but I think that any of the beef that comes with it is the Oilers basically saying they were the better team and Connor McDavid going, we just didn't have it. Like it's
yeah.
not ours to take this year. It was theirs to take and they took it. And
Hmm.
then the Panthers like bullying them. And I know that we're probably going to get
Yeah.
like hate for this, but like I just don't think it's a rivalry yet because I don't think the Oilers have made it a rivalry.
No,
I think
I
I
do
think that it
think
comes
though,
across like the older brother picking on the younger brother kind of,
yeah,
and that's why I don't think I like it because it's
even.
not Jets, and I know that Jets fans are bad too, but like I don't it's not like Yankees Red Sox where like there's
Yeah.
just such a hatred there because they were both good at a point. This
Yeah.
feels very much like
It's
you
you were
can't
yeah,
have
like
it.
you were both in the same situation two times and you lost. I think it'd be different if the Oilers won this year and say they both went back next year for the third year in a row and like then it's I would say a rivalry like both teams won a cup. You're back in the same spot and then it kind of matters where like you're on even ground where you won everybody's won one and now you're trying to get the even like the extra step up if you want to call it. But it doesn't there's no like feel for that because the Oilers have lost two and the Panthers won two, and
But also
they
there's
won them in like I don't want to say dominating fashion, but like
But I don't think there's any
convincing.
emotion from Edmonton fans. Like I think if you
No.
asked Oilers fans, they would still say like we hate Calgary
Yeah, I would say
more
Calgary.
than
Well,
we
yeah.
hate Florida. Whereas I think Florida and I so Florida had about 400,000 people at their celebration parade.
Hmm.
That is the third lowest
I was gonna say,
parade attendance in NHL Stanley Cup history. Um,
who's the lowest?
I think it's like Anaheim and San Jose, I want to say, or something like that.
Oh, it's kind of surprising, but
But
a while
like
ago. So like
yeah, I just
something else. Wait. While we're still here talking about the X that Florida gave me, the thing I kind of joked about it for a little bit, but like one of the actual players did it when they were like, or somebody close to the team was like, "Oh, the we are now the state of hockey, or hockey runs through Florida," and I'm like, I know theoretically you can say that because you won two cups, but no, like I'm so sorry. When I think of hockey, I'm not thinking of Florida, despite the fact you've won
no.
between you and Tampa like four of the last six cup finals. It's still in my head. I'm not. No.
I'm sorry, but if you're not from like I would say Minnesota, Michigan, or
Yeah.
Massachusetts, you do not get to
No.
claim
Also, like,
hockey.
how do you get to, yeah, like, how do you get to stake your claim? Like, we are the state of hockey. No, you're not. Like, other people have to give that to you.
No, Bessie, the amount of
And where the hockey's
weather,
being
like
played.
the amount of climate control that we're going to have to do to play an outdoor game next year
Two.
where it's not even outside. You are not the
Yeah,
state of hockey. You are Florida
no.
and you guys are good at hockey. And there's
But
many
there's a big
reasons that we could
difference.
discuss about that, but
Yeah.
it's not a dynasty. It's not the state of hockey. And I still don't like the way that the Panthers play. I also really did not like the fact that
Mm,
Brad Marchand at some point was like, I'm really happy I don't have to play, like, I don't have to worry about getting beat up by Benny anymore. And
yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, so are we all just like saying it without saying it that Bennett's job is literally to injure other players?
Hmm.
Especially with the Roman
I
Yossi
was gonna say,
news coming out.
yeah.
I'm like, I just don't understand. And I think that Sam Bennett is probably a good person off the ice because like the little cat thing with the
No,
adoption was
the
so
yes,
cute.
yeah.
and I love it. And he's done
This
a
is
lot of
this goes in
charity
a
work, but like,
conversation where like if you do one thing and you fill a role, we've talked about this with Matt Rempe, when you kind
who's
of
also a little baby off of the
yes.
ice.
But my
Like,
point is, once you kind of find out that that's your role within the team or the team relies on you to be successful that way, doesn't matter anything else that you do well in your game, that's what you're known for and that's what they put you on the ice to do,
yeah.
despite literally anything else. And that creates a reputation just because that's what you're doing.
And like, I do think that Sam Bennett is a great hockey player, but I think that he would
Yeah.
also be a great hockey player if he didn't injure people.
If the dirtiness was taken, yeah.
Like, I think that there's a difference between playing hockey hard and like intent to injure.
Yes.
Like that's
I
a
also
whole
think like
thing in like the like criminal legal system. Like intent is such a huge thing.
mm,
And like if you accidentally hit someone a little bit too hard into the boards, that's fine. Also in the
yeah.
criminal justice system, um there's like this thing called like a repeat offender and like how you're treated and like
Yeah.
da 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 da. Da. Like people who are a flight risk don't get bail.
Mm.
If you
And I
continuously injure people enough to give
yep.
them POTS, like
Mhm.
if you don't know what POTS is, I implore you to look into it because it's like
It's
debilitating.
not good. Yeah. I also think like to that very point when we had to have been at least once in every series. I know I don't think it happened in Tampa, but I know it happened in Toronto with Stolars. Maybe against it happened against the Canes too.
No, it
But
happened in
I
Tampa.
can't remember what happened in Tampa when Bennett took out a goalie.
He didn't take out a goalie, but he went
Like
after
purposely went.
didn't isn't
I'm
he the one who went after Hagel after the whole
Yeah, I'm specifically saying like when he
Oh, okay.
bumps into a goaltender and it's not actually goaltender interference or not intent to injure, but like
Yeah.
clearly he's going for their heads every single time. And it happened to so many, it happened so often that like we knew it wasn't even a joke, but like people were joking about it because it had become that common.
Hmm.
So like you're not hiding it anymore. Like it's obvious. But yeah, I agree with all of it.
It just
It's not,
I feel like the
it also
NHL
makes,
is going to end up losing um fans, I guess,
yeah,
because when you have like I think that it becomes really evident to fans that like when a league doesn't care. And I feel like this finals kind
mm,
of made it seem that way. And again,
yeah,
I don't work for like Department of Player Safety and whatever, and I can have my own opinions and they can have theirs according to the rules. But like sometimes when you look at it as a fan, you're like, that's just like iffy. And I
also, not
feel
even
like
as a
maybe we should
fan,
address it.
I feel like just as like a normal human being, like if I were to show any of my friends who don't watch hockey any of those plays and be like, "Do you think any of them was okay?" They would probably all say no because like
Well,
I
it's
feel
funny
like
because I didn't think the Stolars hit was that bad.
no, but I remember like how he came off the ice and like got sick and the way however his neck turned or
No, yeah,
however it was.
I just like when you look at it, it didn't, and I think that Sam Bennett might just be really good at making it look accidental.
Yes. But also I feel like as like a normal human being, you should just be like, "Hey, I don't want other human beings to get hurt." Like
Hmm.
doing a job that I don't want to say doesn't matter, but like when it's like your life or a game, your life should be more important.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
that's a whole other conversation with the Department of Player Safety, but at the end of the day,
so
that's what we're dealing with.
okay, back to my point originally. I don't want to like take a dig at Florida saying like you have no fans or whatever because that's not true. They have fans and they
They
have
do.
very loyal fans. Um, I think they do need something to glom onto though. And like obviously, yes, winning two cups is great, but I feel like the team should be more focused on them winning two cups than tearing down the
Everybody
Oilers.
else.
I
Yeah.
also gonna
That's
get
such a good point.
heat. Like it feels like
It's
instead
like a
of
gotcha. Like, oh, I did it and you
yeah,
didn't, and now I'm gonna like instead of celebrating the fact that it was back to back, they're just rubbing it like making it about the Oilers losing
it
instead
feels
of
like
them winning.
another loss that, America experienced and
Yeah.
someone saying some things instead of focusing on, you know, greatness, focusing on how the other person lost. Anyways, um, I'm having a lot of feelings this week.
Boy,
Um,
it's Monday. It's
leave
okay.
me alone.
Counts. It counts.
I thought today was Thursday when I woke up. I'm not okay. Having Thursday off and then being so busy this weekend with
It didn't
Fanatics
feel like a
Fest.
weekend. Yeah,
I don't know what day it is.
it's okay. I also thought today was Sunday, even though I knew yesterday was Sunday, and then I was like, oh, today's Monday.
I'm not doing
Anyway,
well.
we're just riding
Um,
along here.
so it feels like why don't we focus on like the things that you guys did well
Mm,
as opposed to just like dogging on the Oilers? And then the other thing that really
yeah,
rubs me the wrong way, and I know that
I'm excited to
if
hear
you
this because I don't know what you're gonna say.
if you disagree with me, I probably don't want you listening to this podcast, so goodbye.
Okay, then say it. We're good.
Um, the Pink Pony Club thing.
Oh, yeah,
I don't remember who it was, but someone in the Oilers organization did an interview or whatever and said someone in the locker room picked this song. I'm
yeah. I
not
don't remember
going to
who it
say who
was.
it is, which and like because like for their safety or whatever, but everyone in the organization loves that person and loves this song choice and we love it as a group. And I think that
Yes.
the Oilers actually kind of understood
Mm-hmm.
the like vibe around Pink Pony
Yeah,
Club,
behind it.
whereas the Panthers then taking it and completely being like the reason that we're playing this is to make fun of you. And it
Yeah.
feels like they saw that quote and went, we're going to make fun of a gay player on that team. And then that interview coming out that the Devils just posted about how like 50 NHL players or 50
Mm-hmm.
professional hockey players throughout all the leagues went to the guy whose name I cannot remember right at this moment and basically were like, I
Ooh.
have felt suicidal this year. It is June
Yeah.
because these players don't feel safe to be themselves in these spaces.
And that
And then you have a
unfortunately
team
reinforces exactly that.
and I just it really rubs me the wrong way. And
I know.
I want to believe in my core that the Panthers are just like listen, my dad my entire childhood was like, I hope Tom Brady breaks his ankle.
Oh my God.
And like we all
I
kind
mean,
of laughed at it because it's like it's a joke.
yeah.
But like if he ever and I said to my dad, I'm like, if he ever actually does break his ankle, like you would probably feel bad.
I was gonna
He's
say
like,
like some kind
yeah.
of emotion, like guilt or whatever. Yeah.
And so it just like it's a really I don't know, it's just like it's an icky feeling
I agree.
and it feels like the Panthers don't know how to like and I'm not saying like the actual organization, I'm saying like some of the players
I
on
think
that
it's
team don't know
they
how to
just
like
I was gonna say that they don't know how to enjoy things without being like petty. Petty is like a
yeah.
really tame
Like
word
why
for
can't
it.
you enjoy your own success without
Yeah.
harping like I
Like I also think if the tables were turned and say the Oilers had won, I don't think like again it'd be like their first win in over 30 years, etc., whatever. I don't think they would even be thinking about the Panthers at all. Like, and you shouldn't. I mean, I know you had to defeat them to win a cup, but at the end of it, like the logic of not appreciating what you just did and like throwing it back at the other team is so like I don't even understand how you would think that way when you did something so drastic like that. I don't know. And I don't think in
I
recent
just
memory I can't think of another team ever doing that.
I don't know because and I think I do think that part of that reason though is because we have a cross country final every year. We don't
Yeah,
have like
a
because I
close
can
one.
guarantee I mean Devils fans still make fun of the Rangers for the
Yeah.
playoff loss a few years ago, but like if we had like and again this is what I mean by it's not a rivalry. If we had a Devils Rangers Stanley Cup final or like a Toronto
I
Boston,
was gonna
Toronto
say Toronto,
Montreal
Boston.
final,
Could you
even
imagine
an
either of those?
Oilers Kings final where
Yeah.
that would make sense then to
Hmm.
like take a dig at the other team because there is such like
Because
a
again, there's
long
history.
standing hit. Yeah.
Like you've played each other 2 years in the final. Like, okay.
I just I'm a very competitive person and
Yeah.
I played competitive sports for like a really long time. I never once won a
Mm-mm.
competition and looked at the person who came in second and went,
No.
You're a
It's
loser.
such what is that? Not a sore yeah, sore loser, but like a sore
It's a
winner.
sore winner mentality, and
Yeah.
I don't
Like
love
which I
it.
don't like. And I feel like this might just be me like being over dramatic, but I think on top of the fact that it was a repeat, same teams, whatever, the way it was won and like whether that be how the hockey was played or how now they're treating the win, but it feels so like I don't want to be associated with it. I'm like bleh, and I'm
I
like
just
it
it
doesn't feel like anybody won a cup because I'm just like this is not what it feels like when a team wins a cup.
it feels like the antithesis of like sports fandom and like being a fan.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
like
that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah.
another example, I guess, is Harvard makes these shirts that say yuck fail
Oh yeah.
when they play Yale, which is objectively
I like that.
hilarious.
I was gonna say, can I have one? I know you're. I was like, I don't even
Meanie,
know.
and you're
I know, but
wearing
I
crimson.
love
I might
the.
have to disown you.
I didn't say
No,
I support. I
it
just
is
love the funny
it is
joke.
objectively hilarious.
What did Yale respond with?
We didn't. But
Exactly.
when Quinnipiac and us played in the final, they had yuck fail shirts, and it felt like weird. I'm like, I feel like you're stealing someone else's
Yeah,
like
it's not your
rivalry thing.
rivalry. Yeah.
And I texted my cousin during the finals because during the final game, the Panthers fans started singing the na 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 na
No.
na na
Yes.
na,
The
and
hey hey goodbye.
I said it was funny. I said same score differential, but we did it better in 2013 because when
Kenz always loved
Yale
it. That's so
was
good.
winning, but also it was a shutout,
Yeah.
and we were singing it. But like when Yale won, there I don't remember a negative word said about Quinnipiac because they had
That's my
beaten us
point.
3 times that season and we were
Exactly.
complete underdogs and we came out and we dominated in that
Also,
final.
I
And all we
think
could think was just
you
pure
did it.
happiness for us.
Yeah.
And we have never done it since. We
But
have
I
not
think
even been good since.
there has to be a level of respect. Like, I know again, everybody wants to win. You're in, that's what you're doing this for.
Yeah.
But like, your opponents are still regular human beings. And like again, which I don't know if any of them are friends, like across team, which that is, it'd be wild. But like, you have to like look them in the eye and like go to events with these people and like be friendly with them. And like, I just can't like knowing if that was me and knowing like, oh, I just lost to you and you're acting that way about the team I'm on, I wouldn't want to be like,
I
that's
also think as an athlete, it's a
icky.
weird,
Yeah, like what do you do?
well,
And
no,
it's just,
I think it's a weird look like contract wise
yeah, because again, the
because
reputation you're building for yourself is not very positive. And the people, if yes, you have fans who are associating you with that team, but like there's gonna be a lot of negativity associated with you and then the team you're playing for
like, okay,
because of
I
that.
understand why Kachuk doesn't like the Oilers because he did play for Calgary.
That is war. Yes, and that one I think makes sense because it's kind of. I even said at work. It's funny that like he, you had the Battle of Alberta. He left Calgary, goes to Florida, and then it becomes Florida Edmonton constantly dominating. So you don't really get rid of a team that you
Hmm.
hated. That's like you actually hate because like you're that close in proximity. But
But I
still,
also
it's
think that
different.
there's an image you have to uphold, and
Yes.
I understand that there's no movement clauses and you have like a no trade list and whatever. But if you get to free agency, say,
Mm,
like if you're Sam Bennett,
yes.
Brad Marchand, you just made a
Also,
great case for yourself in free agency
hold.
for a
We just said
contract.
that about Kachuk. Sam Bennett also came from Calgary, just a little
Yes.
earlier. But yes,
Um,
same story there, just a little earlier in Florida than Kachuk did.
like
But
I get it, but also like you don't play for that market anymore. So like
no,
maybe like okay, like if one of the like okay, like the Devils move, right? They don't play for the Devils anymore. It's a little weird if you still hate the Rangers all of
yes,
the time. Unless you got
because it's
traded to the
not.
Islanders.
You're
Like,
not in the same. It's not the same rivalry. It's not the same. You're playing for a different team. It's a different market. Those fans don't hate that team like your old team's fans
yeah.
did. It's very yeah, it's very weird. But
And
yeah,
so like if you are a free agent who just built an amazing case for yourself to get a lot of money.
big paycheck.
Like if you're looking at like I'm okay, let's say hypothetically Bob was a free agent this season.
Okay.
Good showing for the last few playoffs, da 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 da. If he's coming out and saying, "Screw the Oilers," da 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 da, and the Oilers desperately need a goalie.
You're not gonna take him.
It's like, okay, do you just not offer him or do you like try to lowball him? Because like I don't like
Also, that doesn't go over well. Like we've seen it, I feel like in other teams when a player goes there, but like your fan base isn't gonna like it because they know
yes.
they're way more in tune of what's happening on the internet and what other players are saying wherever. So
Well, if you
like,
think teams are not in tune with what's going on
no,
the
no,
internet,
no,
that's I'm like they
no, no.
definitely
I'm
are.
saying like the fans would take that way more to heart to being like, I know what that player said about the team I'm loyal to, and now I don't want them on my team because of that. And
Yeah.
like that would take it that'd be a hit for your fan base too, because there's all that's taken into consideration, which is crazy. But
I just think it's like it's an interesting case study
it is.
because also like if you're like a draftee, like if
Going
you're
to which teams, yeah.
like you have to be like the media training is so strict
Mm-hmm.
for a reason. And then when you get drunk and say some things, it's just it's an like also all of their agents must be so mad at them right now
No.
because how do you have these free agents being like 4 more years, 8 more years,
Yeah,
we're
literally.
staying
Just
here and it's like
making stuff up.
you're but
Yeah.
like even if they're not making it up, even if it just hasn't gone public, you're
No, but
not
it's yeah.
helping your case because now these teams are going to want to lowball you so that like they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you're going to stay, so we're going to like discount it.
Yeah, we're not gonna give you as much money as you want. It's just wild. It's a wild time.
We never introed.
Oh, welcome back. Also, if
Hi.
you made it this far and you don't know what you're listening to, I'm very
Props to
impressed.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Read Between the Blue Lines, in case you didn't already know.
A hockey podcast.
Yes. Honestly, I would
Uh,
be so impressed if someone just listened to us talk for half an hour and was like, I wonder what this is. That's a normal occurrence here, so I don't want to say
yeah,
get used to it, but that's a normal thing.
just a bit. In case anyone was wondering, the Calder Cup finals are on, and the Abbotsford
Correct.
Canucks can win in 3 minutes. So if I
By
start
the time you
screaming
all
at
hear
some
this.
point,
Yeah.
they won. Um, okay. Moving on from the NHL. The NHL is over. We have the draft this week.
Correct.
The Islanders, as
Friday.
of right now, have the first overall pick. We
Yeah, I
shall
really don't
see.
think they're gonna do anything with that, but you never know.
I really want James Higgins on the Islanders. And whatever they need to do to make that happen, I would like them to do.
Please listen to my expert analysis here. I honestly like
If you, I, with all due respect, going to the Islanders, like, okay, being the best player in your age group and then having to go to the worst team is like probably one of
it's
like the worst
cruel.
feelings.
It's cruel.
Islanders, listen to me. If you have a player who is as good as James Higgins and as
And it's from.
developable, like he's moldable, like he can be improved upon a lot still. As James Higgins is, who
Mm,
wants to play for your team,
take him
take
right
him.
now. Nobody, I don't want to say like in a mean way, but like I don't think anybody's like, I
Oop,
want to
empty
go
net.
play for the New York Islanders.
No.
Unless you like as a childhood team in this situation, yes. But otherwise,
Brianna is still gone. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the AHL game. The Abbotsford Canucks are up 3-2, and the Checkers have pulled their goalie, and Abbotsford has control of the puck. Nope, now the Charlotte has it back. Oh, that was so close. I can't actually see who has the puck. Okay, you can't lay down on the puck, guys. Come on. I am not a play-by-play announcer, nor do I intend to be. Oh, that was a good shot. Come on. I want the Canucks to win, but it would be entertaining if this went to 7. I'm just like not ready for hockey to be over. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Come on. Ah. Oh, that's going to be an icing if it makes it there. No, you're not going to call that. That's so rude. Come on. Oh, there it goes. It's going to go wide again. Okay. We're still not calling that an icing. Oh,
nice.
off the post. How do you go off the post on an
So
empty net?
sorry.
It's okay. I'm narrating the end
Good.
of the game for everybody.
Is it still recording it?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. No, I like got this. We have like a little like hotspot thing for like making the Wi-Fi better, and then I immediately put it in my room, and everything reconnected. And I was like, okay, thanks.
Oh my God. This is like the fifth time they've missed the empty net. Are they then they're not calling it nicing again? Oh no, they did. Okay. I was like, guys, come on. There's a minute left.
You can't do that.
Okay. Um, where
Anyway,
were we?
um, Calder Cup finals almost done.
Yeah.
Basically done.
Uh,
That was all we got to.
oh, the draft. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
it's probably gonna be Misa first, I think. Um, I would like my prediction is Misa, Schaefer, Hagens.
yeah.
I really hope that it's Hagens, Misa, Schaefer, but it is
Who
what it
isn't
is.
Chicago 3 again?
I think so.
Because it's Islanders, Sharks,
I want to say
Chicago,
Chicago.
Utah, Nashville.
All I know is that the Islanders have the first pick.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to think like if you don't get them,
Did they
like
miss
if
the
he goes
empty net
third.
again?
Yeah, again.
God.
Who is it that misses the empty nets all the time? I'm this is gonna annoy me because now it is Chicago. It goes Islanders, San Jose, Chicago, Utah, Nashville, Philly, Boston, Seattle, top 8.
Okay.
So that's not even there's nowhere near well Philly, but like there's nowhere else that if he were to not go to the Islanders, it's anywhere. It's like
But I also
drastically different places.
I don't know that I see him wanting to trade to the Islanders if they don't take him. Like I don't know that he would go through his
No,
like 3 years and then be like, okay,
I'm
I'll
gonna hold
sign.
out and be like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you could. It's always an option.
He could also like
But it's
pull like a
dramatic.
McGroarty where like
Yeah.
he and I don't
No, that's a
blame
go-to.
him necessarily.
Oh wait, duh. Two different situations. That happens the same thing. Never mind. I was like, hold on. Wrong player is not the wrong player.
And they missed it again.
We should just
Not a
count.
nice
They should just
thing.
how many goals you should have based on empty
Abbotsford
net.
should be
Missed
up
empty nets.
7-2 right now.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Every empty net you get a goal anyway. Or every missed empty net. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We're all
This
intensely
angle is
watching.
so weird.
I know that I every time I watch these broadcasts, I'm like, oh my god,
I literally looked at it and
what
I
are
went,
we
where'd the
doing
net
here?
go?
Like the a drone shot that's not actually a drone.
No, it
Oh my
looked
god, that's way
really
too close for
weird.
me.
I really was like, where the hell was the net?
Aw, look how happy they are. Guys, Quinn Hughes wishes he was here.
Yeah.
They should have just like, you know what? You want to have fun in the summer? Go. We'll just send you to Abbotsford. Go get something.
Could they
Come
not?
back. They could. I think. I mean, everyone's still. I think. I don't know how it works after the
Well, no,
season
he'd
ends
probably
though,
have to clear
because
waivers still.
I was gonna say like you'd have to clear waivers, but I don't know how it works if
Could
your
you
team isn't
imagine they go to
playing.
put Quinn on just so he can win
I,
something?
I dead serious
And
thought it. I
the
was like, they can
Abbotsford
send him.
Canucks are your Calder Cup
I love
champions.
that.
I'm
Look
so
at.
happy for them. Oh, they're so
I mean, I'm telling you, they're so excited.
cute.
I love happy teams.
They're
Don't show the sad
falling
ones.
down. They're literally like they're pulling like a Joey Daccord where they're like,
Oh my god, that was so funny.
oh, I love when teams I like win.
I
Also,
know.
why
I'm like,
don't
yes.
go
Also,
see?
that defeats our Florida can't have everything nice. Sorry, guys.
So if you don't know, the
Actually,
Checkers
not
are
that
their
sorry.
AHL team
Yes,
for
which
Florida. So we were trying to pull
still
stats about like the last time.
it still confuses me because I still associate them with the Canes because they were theirs for so long, and then I was like, they changed. They're not the same anymore. I'm
They
This is
all
so
look so
cute. I
happy.
love this.
Okay, but hockey's over now.
I know.
Like I was like still like
There's
holding
literally
out
nothing
because I
else
was like
happening.
we have another game and then now I'm like wait no it's over there's
No,
nothing left
this
for
is
us.
literally we're done. This unfortunately is it. I
I
love that
hate it
though.
here. 2
They're so
months without
cute.
hockey. Can't do it.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
Um, really happy for the Abby Canucks. I wish that the Vancouver Canucks could pull it together
Yeah,
the same
Vancouver,
way.
please take some notes. Is your own team. Either pull all of them up next season or like figure it out. We're asking nicely,
I'm
please.
really happy Mancini got to win something.
I know. I love
I
that.
miss that. I'm really annoyed at the Rangers for that one. I feel like he has a
I know.
decent ceiling.
The Rangers do that all the time.
Oh, so speaking of like
They're like,
annoying trades,
yes.
Chris Kreider gets sent to the Ducks,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And then Trevor
That
Zegras
was
is
two
so
weeks ago?
happy. No, it was not two
No, it was
weeks
like
ago.
last week
It
ago.
was like
I
last
don't
week.
know. It feels like a long time already. I just
So so
like, yeah.
Kreider gets traded to the Ducks, and Zegras, before the trade is even officially called,
He was so happy. They're friends.
is
They
posting
train together and
pictures
everything.
being like,
Yay.
"Yeah, hey, Dad's back."
No,
And then
literally.
today, or like earlier, late last week, there's like the rumor mill going that Zegras is gonna get traded, and we're all like,
For like
"Oh my
the
God, they
millionth
can't
time.
do that, right?" Like he finally gets Kreider back. He gets a
Psych.
coach that I guess he likes, which questionable decisions
It's a
there,
decent.
Z.
No, I mean like the coach they have in Philly now is not bad.
Well, I'm getting there. Hold on.
Oh,
But
well,
like
I'm
I
just like,
think
wait.
but like no, like I think Z was like appreciative of like Quenville's like
Yeah.
style of coaching, whatever. Um and then and then he gets traded to Philly, which I have to say I saw Trevor Zegers traded and I was like, damn it, like whatever. And then I
No.
read the headline. So I got the NHL app notification, which was like Zegers traded for, and
It's
then it gave the
always
rest of
so
it.
like brief and vague about it until
But
it's
I didn't
like,
read the headline. And the
yeah.
headline said Flyers acquire Zegras or whatever. And when I tell you, I literally went, oh, Jamie and Trevor are back
I
together.
know. I was gonna say that's the only like
I
very
was
good
like, oh my God. And during
element.
Pride Month
Also,
too,
the way I'm
snaps.
thinking in my head, I was like, he is now. I don't think it's the right highway. Probably is not, but like just a turnpike away from Jack Hughes. Besties are
Well, no,
now.
that's what it is
I think
technically.
it's the turnpike.
It's the Battle of the
I'm
Turnpike or
fun
something is
fact,
what they call
everyone. I
their rivalry.
never, ever, ever use the turnpike, so I'm not exact. The Parkway I'm on all the time. Turnpike not so much,
I
but
use the
yeah, that
Turnpike
was the only like.
constantly when I go to
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
true. But that was the only I was like, "Oh my God." Also, I am so sorry to all the Ducks fans because I know like losing Jamie was rough, and now you've lost both of them. And you just have a bunch of
For like
ex-Rangers over there.
a
I'm so
mid-center.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I know enough Ducks fans, and I'm like, it's rough.
I do
But
wonder,
for Philly,
I
I
do
love that you
wonder.
got Besties back. Because remember,
Yes.
this is throwing it back to everybody, which is kind of sad, but the original two besties in Philly when it was Travis Konechny and Nolan Patrick. Yeah, I know. That's why I said I don't want to mention it. But like that's like Trevor and Jamie in a separate like
Yeah.
entity. And Travis is still there. So now you've got three of them. So have fun. It's gonna be good. We'll have it. It'll be fine.
I saw so many tweets that was like Jamie's been cheating on Trevor for the last like year and been like living it up in Philly, and Trevor's been texting Jamie every day being like,
Get me
I
out of here.
love you. I miss you. I hope that, you're also staying single just like I am. La la la
Hmm.
la la. And then
So
it's
yeah,
like Trevor coming home being like, you cheater.
I know, literally. But
Um,
that's iconic for them. So
yeah. I
go
am
for it.
happy for them. I am happy to get to cover that duo again. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Um, I just like regardless of how you feel about them like individually or whatever, like I think that it's like their
I
friendship is
just
really cute.
fun fact, everybody, if you I don't know if you know me or not, but I love like duos and like besties in the NHL. I hate when they are ripped apart. It is my least favorite thing ever. I know it's part of the sport, but like please, they're either a package deal or do not take either of them. Leave them alone. I, that's my so like being reunited. I'm like, oh.
That's why I
Okay.
don't understand people
I
who
love
are
it.
like, we need to trade Smith or Celebrini because like the
No,
fans are annoying. And I'm like, guys, do not
I'm
do
so
that. They need
sorry.
their emotional support bus,
Also,
bestie.
I'm 95% sure everybody who likes the Sharks would like riot. You cannot get rid of one of them.
I think it's just like the old men
No.
who, like the old straight
Of
men
course,
who are
always the
like,
old men.
get the girls out of here.
I don't like it. Whatever. Guess what? I don't care. See ya.
I saw a tweet today that was like, the name five players is so old because I can literally name five players on like every team in the league. So like,
Literally. We need a new one.
and I was like, yeah, I like, can we come up with like a
It's too
new.
basic.
Also, with all due respect, if you're a man on a dating app and you say you want a girl who likes sports, and I try to talk to you about sports,
Actually
can we
talk about
have a
sports.
conversation? Yeah, the amount of times where I've been talking to a dude and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you have an Islanders picture in your
Hmm?
bio or like in your profile. And
See,
they're like,
I've never come across that, but like that would give me the biggest ego boost of my life. Just being
it's just,
like, I know more than you.
it's not even an ego
And
boost.
I'm
It's just like
supposed to. Like I
disappointing.
well,
I'm
yeah,
like,
but like
what?
men are always disappointing.
I I know. I am aware.
It's just adds to that. I'll take the compliment of knowing I already know I know more than you, but like seeing it play out in real life, I would be like, okay, thanks. But yes, if you want to
It's
start the
just,
conversation, actually like carry the conversation and know what you're talking about.
but but
Thanks.
then they try to make me feel stupid. Like I feel like that's
Of
always what
course they
happens.
do.
Is
Because they know
it's
that you know more than them. And they don't want to look stupid.
well because men, okay, men don't actually, if there's any men listening to this, which there aren't, and I kind of love that, but if there for some reason you are of the male
Here's some
species
advice.
and you
Please
stumbled
listen to
upon
it.
this, it's not even advice. I have a question. Um,
Oh,
you don't actually want a woman who likes sports, right? You want a woman who lets you talk about sports babble and just nod her head and go,
and we'll
mm-hmm,
like go to games and
go
just sit there and ask.
birds.
Yeah, like
Haha.
I get to wear a cute outfit. I'm so sorry.
Like you want a girl who will wear a
Money
push-up bra and a tiny shirt and go cheer for your team, and not actually someone who will scream at the TV with you.
knows the stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like I'm like, just say
Also,
that. You
there's
don't
like
want.
nothing wrong with that, but
No, but like you want a cheerleader. You don't actually want someone who's interested in sports.
yeah,
Oh my God. Speaking of cheerleaders, I know that you don't watch this, but the America Sweethearts Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders
I
documentary
saw
season
his
2 just
new.
came out.
Yeah,
I am so happy that those girls are getting a 400% raise, but the
love that for them.
fury that I felt this season when one of the coaches was like, "Well, that's part of the era lore is that you work a job and you're a cheerleader." I would like to note that I had no idea that the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders had to work other jobs to support themselves. I just thought they were good dancers. Like, I don't think that working another job and dancing makes you any better than other
No,
cheerleaders. I think that it makes me more concerned that you don't sleep.
yeah, and that's like necessary to live.
And then it makes me mad at the organization that's worth billions of
I was gonna say
dollars.
that's isn't that like the most like isn't that the what is the right word? Not the most expensive, but like they are the most valuable
I
sports
want to
franchise
say,
like
yeah.
ever in like any league in the entire world. So
Yeah.
you can spare the money. That's saying it lightly, but
I think someone said
yeah.
that like paying them all a fair wage every year would only cost them like $3 million or something. And I'm like,
That's like nothing.
for them, it's like a drop in the
No.
bucket. That's
Oh
not
my
even,
God.
that's especially with like football players' salaries, like that's
I
not
was gonna say,
even
I'm gonna look up how much this team is worth now.
so much money. So much money.
$10.3 billion. Billion. That's not an M, that's a B.
And it took them
That's
70 years.
yeah. Oh my
And
God.
also, like, a 400% pay increase sounds like a lot.
But not really
But I
when
also
you're
like I
like,
just don't understand how like I feel like the girls in the show, like some of them are like brainwashed because they're like, yeah, I don't know, like it's a part-time job, so we get paid a part-time salary. And one of the producers was like, so how many hours do you think you worked this week? She goes, I don't know, like 40 or 50. And I'm like, are you
It's not
stupid
part-time.
or are you brainwashed?
Yeah, they may not know any better either, considering,
Well, some of
I don't
them are
know.
legacies, and I think that like their moms were like, this is how
Yeah,
it works, and if you want to be on this team, this is a
that's
sacrifice you
how it
make.
is.
Um,
That's so
I don't know.
interesting.
It's very odd to me, like seeing how much people get paid in the sports industry, and I'm like, I think this is
Yeah,
my issue, like the sports industry as a whole is like you could pay everyone more probably, like
on like every
just
level
an
for every
idea.
single thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because
Just putting it out there.
when you see sports jobs in like New York City and it's like $30,000, and I'm like, who can live in New York City off 30
Literally no
grand?
one. No one.
Well, also because like, could you live like right outside of New York City? Sure.
No. I'd still be pushing it.
Yes, you
You would
would.
still be very much
But like if
like,
you had like four roommates and you were like figuring it
yeah,
out or something, but y-
not on your
you
own.
when you work a job that pays that little and you're working like 80 hours a week, it's like, guys, I
What am I doing this for?
what am I doing?
Hello.
Yeah. It's
But
salaries are a time.
very true.
Oh, maybe possibly spoilers for Rewind It Back by Liz Tom 40. How far are you into it?
Hold. I am on the start of chapter 12. It's super bright because
Okay. So for those of you who don't know,
you still can't see it.
you can a little bit. Bree recommended this series to me, and I read the entire series in the span of a week. And because
I did.
Bree read it like with the release schedule, didn't get to rewind it back by the time that I had finished the whole thing.
Oh, I was like, I didn't even read it. I read it very out of order and
But
not
also, like,
together.
you didn't read them like one, two, three, four, five.
No, I read it 3, 1, 2, 4, now 5.
But yeah, like, but it's been a
And I
minute. So
only did that because I was like looking for a book and I was like, wow, this one sounds so great. And like stupid me never looks up if it's a standalone or part of a series. And then
neither
I
do
started
I.
listening and I was like, it feels like I should know who these other characters are. Like, why are they being mentioned? I don't know who they are. And then I found out there are other books and I went back to read book one and I was like, oh, these are the people that I was I was seeing in book three.
Well, but so
But
like
yes.
regardless, the first four books I was texting you my thoughts like literally like a play by play. And so now that you're
I
on
don't
the
got
fifth
anything that's
book,
like spoil worthy yet anyway. I'm very much like I don't want to say I'm impatient. But I like they have not given way or said anything to what has happened in their past yet. And
it
then it's like,
takes.
here's like one thing. Here's like one thing. And I'm like, no, I'm like driving my car because I'm listening to it when I'm driving. And I'm like,
It
no, you have to tell me. Like, why am I sitting here waiting? I know nothing. I was like,
So
but
you're I'm trying to find the
I'm at
chapter. Hold on.
chapter 12, Rio age 16, I think it just said. I opened the NHL app and said,
Same
that's not.
difference.
Yeah, age 16,
Okay, so
chapter
you
12.
are here in the
No,
book.
I'm not very far into it.
You're
I
like a
have
quarter of
ways
an
to
inch
go.
in. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bree, I don't think you truly find out what happens
That's gonna, I know, I can tell it's gonna be forever.
until like here.
But like, I want to know.
I don't remember exactly what chapter it's in, but it's definitely like
So
you are smart enough, you will figure out what
I
happens
probably will, but
a
like
lot
right
early.
now, I'm just like, oh my God,
And I cannot
why?
wait for the text when you do figure it.
Um, did you, I meant to ask you this when I texted you, did you have any, I haven't looked at any like collages or people have made on Bookstagram for this book. Was there a certain like player or somebody you like associated Rio with like immediately? Or not at
A
all. He was just like
player?
a guy.
No.
Yeah.
Marcelo Hernandez from SNL? Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
But
You said that. Okay, that's right. That's
I
right. That's
texted
right.
you that like I think like the first book or something where
You sent a TikTok to me.
yeah, I
And I
sent
was
you a
like, "Oh my God,
TikTok of
yeah.
someone's
That's
fan
right."
cast and it was
Yes.
like this like tall,
Yes.
masculine I
I think I still have it. I'll have to go back and find it.
and then in my head, Marcelo Hernandez. Um
That is so
and
true.
like I don't remember how tall he is in the book, but like
I don't know
I
either.
basically pictured him as like maybe like a slightly taller and more jacked Marcelo Hernandez. Like
Okay.
that is what I pictured. That was
That's
his
very
face.
much okay.
Um
That lines
I
up.
also
I literally
like
forgot you said that to me. And I was like, I feel like I'm getting vibes here, and I don't know where the vibes are coming from, but I know.
I have
But
to
yes.
say, I think when I read books, the best way to explain like how I visualize them is they have a body and like a face, but it's like blurred out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like the physical features like hair, how tall.
I'm really bad at like picturing a face when I'm reading a book unless I have a really good idea of what they look like really early on.
Okay. That's
If
valid.
not, they become like a faceless,
A guy, person,
yeah.
being. So
It's
this is I
yeah.
kind of agree with that, but in certain I think I've mentioned this on here before. I have a very weird rule where if a book or something is becoming a movie or a show, I must read said book before seeing said movie or watching said show.
Yeah, that's how life
Um,
should work. I
I
fucked
know,
up.
but most people have thought I was what?
I was doing so good at not cursing.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Did I didn't even realize you said anything. Anyway, um, the my favorite part about that is like when I'm seeing the blobless whatever, I'm like seeing somebody, I'm not actually seeing somebody. When a show or movie gets the casting right so well that like they cast a person that I'm like, oh my God, that's who I was seeing in my head, and I just didn't know that was like, did something just fall?
Yeah.
I just saw something went whoop right off your
It's one
shelf.
of the Funko Pops that
Your
doesn't ever want to
Funkos.
stand up.
She said, I'm good. I'm gone. Um, that's my favorite thing ever when it matches up very well, and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly the person I was seeing. I just didn't know it was like a real human being. Um, but that's a very now that's all I'm gonna say when I read this book. Except the voice does not match with that, but that's totally fine. I
That's
mean,
I
I'm
didn't listen
absorbed
to them.
already. This one's so good. It's a full duet. I listened to all of them as audiobooks. That's
Oh,
how I found the first one I read. I was like, yeah,
did we talk
favorite.
about this that I listened to my first duet the other day and I'm like,
Yes, amazed, life changing.
okay, hold on. What do you mean by duet?
This one it has two of them, and they read their lines like if there's a
Okay,
conversation, they're both
interchangeably.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Because
Which is
I
how
saw
when I
someone,
also did Deep End, that was how the same thing was, where like
yes, that was
they
my
read their own
first duet.
chapters, but the conversations were like the interact like they read their own lines, like a show, play,
That
whatever.
was my first duet ever. And I fear that I will not be able to listen to a
I have
dual
read
POV audiobook
no.
ever again because I like every time I listen, okay, I listen primarily to romance stuff. This is gonna get 18 plus real fast. Um, I listen primarily to romance novels,
Me too.
or like biographies.
Yes. We're like literally on the same page with that.
My biggest annoyance when I'm reading a romance book is when we get to
I feel
either
like I know exactly
A,
what you're gonna say.
a really emotional conversation, or B, smut. And you have a woman who's I'm gonna use one of the really emotional conversation parts of this because I would like to not make a fool of myself on the internet. But when she's like, "Yeah, I have really deep feelings for you, and I love you,
Wait,
Emily, and that's just what I mean."
my
Oh my
favorite
God,
is like
Bruce, I love you too. Like
yeah,
I hate
no, I agree.
it.
And I also hate I listen to a bunch where this is so niche. It's gonna call me out. The male main character is always British in so many books I read.
That's
Probably a
okay.
problem of
I
mine.
listen to a lot of cowboy romances, so not as much, but
Okay, so but like the point is there's an accent, and if the person reading the book like that, where it's dual pov and they don't naturally have a British accent, it just gets even worse because then I'm like, I know you're the same person doing it, and I know that you're talented, but I can't. My brain is not processing it the same way because I know that's one person, and
I have
that's not what I'm envisioning.
I have to say my least favorite audiobook, like I liked the book, but it was really hard to listen to, was Boyfriend Material.
Oh, I haven't read that one yet.
It is one narrator
Oh no.
who, so he'll be talking like this for his character, right? And then he'll switch it a little bit for his other character, and it's just ever so slightly different, but you can't actually tell.
Yeah. So you can't actually tell who it is.
And then he'll go into some kind of like proper British, like full on accent up here, and it's like, but like not even, and he'll just have like slightly different, like
Yeah.
UK Irish accents
Mm-hmm.
throughout. And like him versus his boyfriend in the book are like so similar
You
sometimes
can't tell.
that you can't like when they're having a conversation, it's kind of hard to tell. Also because I don't listen to it on one time speed, and I'm sure if I did, it would be easier.
Yeah.
But I cannot, if you don't listen to like romance audiobooks, I cannot express to you how
Mm.
weird it is to hear,
It is.
specifically when the women are voicing the men. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but the men, I like give them a little bit more of a pass because I feel like it's,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know,
harder.
I think it's harder to like actually sound like a
Like,
girl.
yeah.
Um,
And do it well enough.
yes, but like, y- mm,
I'm trying to think of when I listened to recently. I'm literally going back through my like library.
I love Lila Sage and I love the Rebel Blue Ranch books. And I love those narrators because I actually really do like how their voices sound.
Yeah.
I just it is really difficult sometimes to hear like dirty words come out of someone's mouth and they're talking
Yeah.
in like a fake guy voice and it's really hard.
Yeah, not my favorite. This one I don't think any of the other ones in the series were like full duets, but they were done well enough that I like kind of forgot it wasn't,
Okay.
if that makes any sense. Like they were done. I also like I think once I've read too many audiobooks, and I think the authors or not the authors, the voice actors kind of start repeating. So like once I get like there'll be one book I read and then there's another and you can tell it's the same guy and I'm like, okay, we're vibing with it because I like your voice, which sounds weird, but
No, their
this
audiobook
one,
narrators are literally their job is for
yes,
you to like their voice. That's
yeah, I
not weird.
but this one being a full duet, I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat it up. It's gonna be so
It's
good. And I kind of now wish all the other ones were like that, even though they were all done very well, but I'm like, it's
well, I
fine.
think
It's
I
okay.
think the thing with Deep End specifically, which also, side note, if you are part of the people who bullied Allie Hazelwood off of the
Yeah,
internet, leave. I don't want you here. We don't like you.
when
Goodbye.
I caught up on that, I was like, are we for real right now? Like, are we
I like wasn't on the
we have
internet, and
other
then I was like, what
things
is
to
going
do.
on?
Other things that are
You'll bully an
yes.
author for being Team Gale in a fictional book, but you won't bully an
Which
author for being racist, transphobic,
yes.
homophobic, a
Yes.
Zionist, anti-Semitic, da 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 da. But you
Can I
really?
yeah. I also will just say I 100% agree with Allie Hazelwood there. So like,
Oh, I don't. I hate all of the men in the Hunger Games.
okay, true. They're all not great.
But I,
Speaking
th
of, that book has
I
to
think
be
when I
read
first
too.
read the book, I was like, I think I would personally be attracted to Gale, just because like the way
Yeah.
that PETA was described in the book, I was like, not my type as like a 12-year-old. Um, but also I
So real.
think as a 12-year-old, my okay, the only time in a book where I was like rooting for the boyfriend, I think was like 4 in Divergent.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, I literally when I was in Australia when I was, living through a cyclone that I wasn't supposed to experience, but I did. Um, my best friend and I were just sitting. We watched like 5 straight days of just movies, and we went through like every imaginable trilogy, series, whatever. And we got to Divergent, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how good, like, for preteen, early teen me, I love those movies. And like, I was saying that in the books, I read the books first, like,
The
of course.
movies are not that great, but the books
No,
are
but like,
yummy.
they were good
Like
enough that
for
I
like
was like,
YA, like they're
okay,
really easy reads and they're so
yes.
like they
I was
are
like,
well
oh my
done, I
God,
think.
I need to do a reread,
I
I
saw a
think.
TikTok trend where it was like, was the book actually good or were you just 12, like 13? And I was like, no, I think that Divergent was
No,
actually
they're
good.
actually good.
Whereas like Matched, probably not. Um, I never
I
ended
didn't
up
ever
reading the
read,
rest of that series.
I
So
read, I think, the first book, and that was
yeah, I
it.
only read the first book.
I read,
But
yeah.
I also read it like 17 times. So,
I
but
love
like
that.
I don't know, like when I read Hunger Games, my focus was not really on like should she end
No,
up
I
with
was
Gale or
so
Peeta.
concerned about Katniss and what she was doing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, the real one? I'm still mad about this to this day, especially in the movies. Finnick. What happened? Is it the moth?
No, there's a spider
No.
and it just fell off of my
Oh my
bed.
God, was it big?
No, it was like the size of
I
like a
fear for you.
quarter. It's like a daddy
That's
long
big
legs.
enough.
No, no, no. It's
Oh,
like
it's
a skinny
okay.
spider, so it's not as bad,
Like
but
a
I
baby spider.
still am not thrilled that it just disappeared.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Okay. Um, that's
Pause to find
that's
the
rough. I don't
spider.
like that. Okay. The spider's gonna eat the other bugs. The spider's not going to attack you. I listen.
It doesn't, it's more scared of you than it is
I
than you are of
have
it.
done a really good job in the past 10
By
or so
rescuing them?
years. No, I still kill them.
Oh,
I have done a really good job of getting over like the full-blown like paralyzing arachnophobia that
yeah.
I have, but I still don't like
But
when
when
they pop up out of
I was
nowhere.
saying when they're in your room, they can just like be there. I'm like, no, no.
Mhm.
Please
I've gotten
exist in
better
another
at it.
space that's not mine. Not a fan.
So anyways, um it's just such a stupid thing to bully someone off the internet for. But okay, what I was gonna say is
Deep
with the
end.
Ellie Hazelwood Deep End book, it
Please go
wasn't
read it first off.
it wasn't a dual POV book. It was just one narration the whole time.
Yes. Or one perspective.
One perspective and then
Till the end.
well yeah, but so the funny thing
Which,
is I saw that there were two narrators and I was like, okay, interesting. And then
wait, I want to know if it was, are they the same narrators like across? Because I didn't listen to mine on Spotify. Like, I'm assuming it's the same ones,
I would assume
I guess.
um so I'm listening to it and it's just like the girl talking and then all of a sudden I hear this like man and I literally was like, "Oh, it's a duet. Oh, I like this."
Yeah, that's literally the amount of the thought process I went through. I was like, oh my God, wait.
I'm really not happy about this spider, guys.
I'm really sorry. I'm
It's
trying to see if
okay. It like
I'm
went
thinking the
under
same
my
one.
bed, I think, which
He's
it
hiding
can stay
out.
there. It's okay. Again, I'm better. I'm better. I did have a time where I was helping my friend move and there was like a massive spider behind his TV. And instead of screaming like I just did, I went, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to move this because I can't handle this." And he's like, "I'm really proud of you. You've grown a lot in the last like year." And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
"Thank you. I'm still terrified, but I didn't scream like a little girl."
Yeah, improvement, improvement.
That's like
That's
the
what
one nice
matters.
thing that man ever said to me. Um, which if you're listening, leave. You should not be here. Stop
I love you.
perceiving
I was
me.
like, but yes, I will, as I should probably finish it this week because
Lovely.
I have the urge to put it on my Kindle, but I don't. I have like three other books I have to read as arcs that need to get read.
I
So
have an arc
it's
that's due in like a
currently,
day, and I was like, "Ugh,
yeah,
okay."
it's currently my car read. Usually my audiobooks are just my car reads anyway because
Yeah.
I need something to listen to in the
I
car.
cannot listen to audiobooks unless I'm doing something because I will like zone
No,
out and do something
so
else.
I actually tried to listen to it like when I was at the gym, and I get too distracted because like I'm, which sounds stupid, but like it has to be. I was like, I can't do it.
I think I'd also be scared that someone could hear what was happening in my headphones and then
Yeah,
I
I
would be
guess
embarrassed.
true, but that's a
Like,
good
why are you
point.
listening to that in public? Meanwhile, reading it
True.
in public, no problem.
No, but I think it's funny because like when stuff like the certain scenes come up and I'm driving and I'm just like in traffic, I'm like, oh my God, all these people around me are like having normal experiences and I'm sitting here listening to this book. Like, okay,
There was one
whatever.
time where I was stopped at a stoplight and listening, there was definitely like a spicy scene on.
That's what I mean.
And the person in the car next to me like looked at my car and I kind of was like, can they hear this right
And the
now? Because
volume down.
no, I literally like I paused
I
it. I
know.
was like, we'll resume when I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm like
Also,
so, and I like can't. I know you can't hear inside my car, but I'm like, are
no,
you aware of
but you
what I'm
can. Have you
listening
ever driven
to?
past a car with like the
Well,
music
when
so
it's
loud?
like
Like you can hear it.
blasting. Yes.
I know, but I'm always scared that they're like gonna be able to
No, it's
hear
so
it.
real. But I'm like, oh my God, people are like,
But
are
it's
you?
not
Do
even
you know
like
it's?
being judged. Sometimes I'm like, what if there's a kid in that car? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I don't want to be responsible for
No, literally. But I
that.
will
It
keep you all
sucks.
updated. Do not worry.
I found
I'm
it again. I
also
found it again. I found it again. It went under my
okay. Good.
book.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to cut out these screams. Like,
Separate conversation. Mackenzie is trying to get a bug. That is a spider. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't want to rush through it because it's the last one and I'm like attached. So we'll see how that goes.
It's
But
like it's moving
why are you sitting there then?
because I don't want to. I don't want to get. I'm scared of it.
But if you lose it, it's gonna just go somewhere.
It's fine. It's going that way.
He could be our mascot.
It's going that way. It's okay.
Okay. He's leaving. He doesn't want to hear us
I'm
talk.
listen, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to convince myself that it is
You're
okay
doing
that there's a spider in my room right now. So I'm gonna get everyone
it
to be
is.
really proud of me.
This is a
Okay.
pretty tame reaction. So it's okay. Maybe he'll walk out of your room and then you don't have to deal with it. Somebody else's problem.
That'd be great. Yeah. Well, there's a
Leaves.
spider in my next time you come over, you can see him. There's a spider
Oh
in my
God.
bathroom that has just been sitting there
Is he
because it
live?
no, because it died.
Oh,
But for the longest time I was convinced it was alive and it just wasn't moving. So
please.
I was like, I'm just gonna leave him there.
I
At a
had
certain point my mom was like, Mackenzie, it's been there for 8 months. It is dead.
he's not living. I
And
had a
no one
fear.
has touched him.
Please. I had one. It was a couple months ago now. Like probably like last month or 2 months ago. If anybody I was I was driving. I'm the only person in the car. It's late at night and a lovely, decently sized spider decided to walk across the inside of my windshield. And thank God nobody was in the car because I was screaming my head off and I was driving and I had to almost pull the car over. I had nothing in the car to kill it. It was literally traumatizing. And I got home and I was like, okay, never again. It was, I took like minutes off my life with that
And this is
experience.
why I can't go to Australia.
I only saw one spider there. Although
Oh my God, guys.
baby, it was a baby,
No,
what's the one that eats
I don't
birds?
need to talk about this
It
anymore.
was
We can
anyway.
be done.
I only saw one. I
Um,
didn't see a full one, unfortunately. So
Guys, I
my
drove an F1 simulator this weekend. I
yes,
suck at it. I will
they're
say
so
the
fun
second
though.
time I did it, I actually was doing really well. I like had a really good
Did you
reaction time.
hit
Like,
something?
no, Lewis
Oh,
Hamilton hit me.
oh, so you were
Um,
in the way of being hit.
I was in the way and he was trying to
Casualty.
overtake and I got hit. And then
I
I
love
got
them.
hit so hard that I couldn't autocorrect it. It had to do it for me. So it took 5 seconds off. And then I was
Yeah,
at the back of the pack and it was really fun. And then I tried to
it's fun.
overtake and then I couldn't. And then I hit another wall. Um,
Normal experience. Those are, I love them. They're so fun,
I was
but I'm not
annoyed
very
though,
good
because
at it.
as we were leaving, I realized that Netflix had like the actual simulators where like you kind of move with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like really upset because I wanted to do that, but the line was so
Yep.
long.
Yeah.
I will say, if Fanatics Fest is in New York next year again, I will be going. It was really fun. I will be dragging you with me. Um,
Okay.
it was really fun. I liked it. If you guys went, I would love to hear your opinions on it. Yeah, I did not see Matt Rempe.
Yeah, but
Anything else you need to talk about in the next minute?
no. I think
I feel like we
we
started off
started
really
it
strong.
strong. We're just gonna go read our books. PWA till drafts tomorrow, so I'll be
Yeah,
sat.
that. I don't really have any opinions on like who should go first or
No.
anything.
And
Um,
until draft Friday.
yeah.
That's it.
And then free
Free agency,
agency, but
which is a week away ish. A week and a day.
yeah.
But that's that. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Ken's gonna go find the spider now.
I'm gonna go spray lavender and eucalyptus all over my bed.
There you go. That works. The face, I wish I you're looking in that direction is so funny. You're just like, "Oh my God."
I
I
really don't
know it's
want to.
over there.
This is just not something I wanted to deal with today.
I know. And it's like late enough that it's annoying,
Yes.
but it's
Also, yeah,
okay.
sorry this episode is not on a Monday. We had a busy weekend and like life
We're
and the
all over.
news and everything.
Yes. But we're still here.
Whoopsies. Yeah. All
So
right.
it's
We'll
okay.
see you guys next week after both the drafts are over. We'll have more.
Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.